Recording in progress.
Good evening, and welcome to this meeting of the Old Kings Highway Committee of the Town of Yarmouth, which is being held in accordance with Chapter 470 of the Acts of 1973 as amended at 7:15 p.m. on Monday, June 22nd, 2026, at the Yarmouth Town Hall Hearing Room located at 1146 Route 28, South Yarmouth. Moreover, pursuant to Chapter 20 of the Acts of 2021, considering certain COVID-19 measures, this meeting is being run in hybrid mode, meaning live participation, and in all likelihood, there will be some Zoom participation as well. 9 new applications for certificates of appropriateness and 1 tabled application for certificate will be heard this evening in the order listed on the agenda. Please be reminded that our committee's main purpose is to review items for appropriateness and setting, and it is the responsibility of the applicant to comply with the regulations of other town boards and departments, including building, conservation, engineering, health, zoning, and the sign inspector. You should know that there is a 10 calendar day appeal period once a decision is filed with the town clerk. Any person aggrieved by our decision tonight can appeal to the Regional Commission of the Old Kings Highway Historic District. Our office administrator, Lisa Sherman, will be happy to answer any questions you may have regarding this process. So as some of you, maybe many of you, are aware, our process here is that I will call each application in order as listed on the agenda. The applicant and or applicants will, if present, come before us to the table in front of me, speak into the microphones, and present his, her, or their application without interruption from members of the committee or from members of the public, after which I will ask the committee to make comments and or ask questions, and following that, the public, if present, will be free to speak to the application. And for that purpose, if you would stand to the podium to my front left, speak into the microphone, identify yourself and where you live, and state your case. So, having said all of that, we will begin tonight with the first application on the agenda, which is 26-A065. It's to replace front siding, trim, doors, fence, and roof with a new light and paint shutters at 14 Manioc Circle. Robert and Maureen Anderson are the owners.
Good evening.
Evening.
She's going to do all the talking.
Good evening, and thank you for your consideration of our application to make some improvements on our new home. As you stated, the scope of the work is to replace the front storm door and entry door, which are in deteriorated state. We're also looking at removing the vinyl siding and installing cedar clapboards and composite wood trim in kind to what the standard trim dimensions are on a house, like 1x4s trim for the windows, 1x6s, corner boards. There's fluted trim 1x8s around the front entry. We want to maintain that aesthetic on the house. The new front door will be a wood door replacing the steel door, and it'll be painted natural. The new storm door will be a vented white Anderson, door. We'll be also replacing the rear fence, which right now is like a post and wire fence, with the white 3-foot picket fence. Standard wooden fence with, the typical spacing of the pickets. We're also looking at the front landscape. We are looking at putting in a lawn. We're just asking for a lawn right now, but I know with the water ban, that may not be in the cards just this year. But I just wanted to at least put it out there for your consideration. We're also, once we have the new trim and clapboards, we'd like to paint the house. The front door, as I had mentioned before, it will be wood and it will be a natural light finish. The storm door will be white. All the trim in the around the windows, the corner boards, a skirt, and the fascia, and the fluted trim around the front door will be a white, an off-white, like a distant gray, cool white. The shutters will be Booth Bay gray, which that's a historic color. And the clapboards, because we have a southern exposure, and a lot of the homes around our neighborhood are tan, white, and gray, I thought it might be interesting just to do a navy blue, which would be the Hale Navy, which is a historic color. And, I think that would look very crisp and very classic. And then finally, we're looking at consideration of a new roof. Currently, we have solar panels, and I thought that a black charcoal color would be best to just try to hide the solar panels as best we can. So blend, yes. So that's our proposal for your consideration.
Okay, thank you. Questions or comments from the committee?
Well, I would like to say, first of all, that you did an amazing job on this application. It's extremely thorough, and we really appreciate that. It makes our job so much easier, so thank you for that.
Second that, and I agree with you about blending. The roof blending will be, to my eyes, an improvement.
Yeah.
Is it difficult to remove the solar panels?
We're getting into that right now and coordinating with Sunrun, who is the company that put them on with the previous owner. It's not a very difficult thing. It's just kind of a plug-and-play type of situation, but still it has to be done. And getting electricians, working with your roofers, and so it's a coordination issue.
There's a lot of them, though, so covers, pretty much the whole front, and there's some in the rear as well. So it'll take a bit for them to do it, but it is right in their contract that they are responsible to remove them and replace them. At what cost, I'm not sure.
We're not just doing it for aesthetic reasons. The roof needs to be replaced.
Definitely needs, yeah.
It's interesting. I think this may be one of the first that, when I've been on the committee, this may be one of the first since I've been on the committee of taking off solar panels to redo the roof, so I'll be really interested to see how that goes.
So will we.
What's the material of the fence?
It'll be wood, cedar.
Okay.
The pine just doesn't hold up. I'd rather go cedar. We had that in our previous home, and it was great.
Okay, thank you. I didn't see it on the application, so thank
Yeah.
you for that. Any other questions or comments from the committee? Questions or comments from the public or abutters? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion on the application.
I move to approve application 26-A065.
I second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor of approval signify by saying aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
And aye. So if you think of any changes you want to make, we request that you let us know in advance. And before you leave, if you'll sign this to attest to that fact, you'll be free to go.
Excellent. Thank you very much for your
Be a nice improvement.
comments.
Yes, I agree. No, doesn't, I would let the boss sign. Oh, good. That's a requirement. Has to happen at least once a meeting, and so you started us off with a bang. Okay,
Thank you.
literally.
Good luck with it.
Thank you, good night. The next item on the agenda is 26-A066. It's to construct a shed at 359 Route 6A. Stephen Boudreau is the owner. Pine Harbor Wood Products is the agent.
Jamie McGrath from Pine Harbor Wood Products on behalf of the Bordeaux, proposing to build a 10 by 14 pool shed. I don't know if you had an opportunity to go by the property. We probably could have and should have filed for an exemption. It sits way back from 6A. It's a elevated lot. Building is right behind the house in a old, I would guess, gravel pit. So it's kind of got inclined walls on all four sides. Regardless, I think this would meet the act. White cedar shingles on all four walls, black windows, which is probably the only thing that is significantly different than the house. They're 4/1 simulated divided light. They were looking for a little bit of a different look for the pool cabana, pool building. So the windows are black. Other than that, white trim, roofing to match the house. Little 4-foot, or actually 5-foot front overhang for a little bit of shade. A dormer with a transom light in there, simulated divided light windows, and happy to answer any questions you may have.
Do we have any questions or comments?
There's an existing shed which, there's a note on the plan, it's to be removed.
Removed.
That's good, because we're only allowed to approve one shed.
So do we need a certificate of demolition for the removal?
That shed was actually sold to somebody else, so it didn't get demoed.
Oh, okay.
It's gone from the property.
Oh, it's already
Oh,
gone.
already gone,
It
okay.
got rolled out and moved to a different property, and that was not part of our application.
Thank you for that clarification. And by the way, you're correct that since this is not visible from a public way, it would have been eligible for an exemption, but thank you for coming for the certificate anyway.
I said,
Any other
money
comments or questions?
It's good to me.
Comments or questions from the public, especially abutters? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion on the application.
Move to approve application 26-A066.
I second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor of approval signify by saying aye.
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 And aye. So Jamie, in case you want to make any changes, you'll let us know, and, yeah, you are. But it's okay if you don't. Thank you. Good night. The next item on the agenda is 26-A067. It's to request approval for an existing fence at 285 Mayfair Road. Brandon Okoro is the owner. Hello again.
Yeah, my name is Brendan Okoro. I'm here to seek for an approval for my existing fence.
Is that it, Brendan?
Yeah, Brendan Okoro.
Right, no. That's it? You're done?
Yes.
Okay. Questions or comments from the committee?
Well, there are a number of criteria that Old Kings Highway has for fences. There are a number of criteria Old Kings Highway has that you need to meet to approve a fence. This has already been installed, it's supposed to be before the fact, so after the fact. Number one, the fence can only be 6 feet tall. And in some places, is it taller than 6 feet?
No, none of them is taller than 6 feet.
Okay. It's also not supposed to be forward of the fascia of the front of the house. And this goes significantly forward to the front of your house. The most concerning to me is it's not really a fence. It's not a cedar board fence, it's not a stockade fence, it's not a picket fence. This is just 4x4 posts with horizontal boards nailed to it. It's not really a fence. So I have a problem with the type of fence, because it's not one of the approved types, forms that we approve. That's my issue with your application, or issues with your application.
Yeah, actually, it's a type of different type of fence, and then is first of all is a water pressure treated that I use to make it, and then it's not more than 6 feet, like I said earlier. Some of them kind of more than 6 feet, but I will have to go back there and take it down, and take some of them and measure it post to post, and make sure that it's less than 6 feet.
So high, 6 feet
Yes.
high.
Yes.
Okay.
All of that is not less than 6 feet.
Well, I'm getting shorter if it's not over 6 feet. I'm getting shorter if it's not over 6 feet.
It's not over.
I agree it's close, but there are places where I felt I was looking up.
There is a qualifier, maybe some wiggle room on the height. On the town website, there's a description of the criteria for fences, and one of which is height is limited to 6 feet. However, taller fences will be considered if topography of the lot makes them necessary. Is it your belief that the topography of the lot makes the height necessary? And if so, could you explain to us why?
Yeah, thank you. If you look at the pictures, you have some places it's kind of below. The land is naturally not level. On the middle of it, it's kind of high. The land is high. So when you come towards the front, it's kind of lower. When you go towards the back, it's also lower. So in between is like this. So and I made sure I go. That's why I could not see. You could see it on the picture. It go like this. It go according to the land.
So just so I understand, you wanted to try to level it a little bit? Is that what you're saying?
No, the reason why I said that it's 6 feet, all of them. But when you look at the picture, like you said about the height, that maybe some of them is kind of lower or higher. Is the land that caused it?
So it seems higher. You're saying it seems higher because
Yes.
the land goes
Yes.
up.
So it's not actually, the fence itself is not actually taller than 6 feet?
No, it's not taller than 6 feet.
Okay.
And I also have a pictures and a video when we measure it, tape by tape.
Okay.
So,
That's
question was raised as to whether this qualifies as a fence.
don't think we have a definition of what a fence is. So it becomes, in my opinion, subjective.
Yeah. Under certificates of exemption, it talks about split, half-round, round post and rail in natural unpainted finish, square rail in white or natural unpainted finish, vertical picket in white or natural unpainted finish, vertical flat board with cap rail 4 to 6 inches wide in white or natural unpainted finish. But that's for an exemption certificate. So this is, he's not here for an exemption. And I tend to agree that we don't have a firm definition, or we're not restricted in what we can consider a fence to be.
What about the being forward of the front of the building? Back to the top criteria, the last bullet.
Fencing over 4 feet high is prohibited forward of the front fascia of the building.
Well, going by the diagram here, which is not drawn to scale, it depends on where you consider the front
That's
fascia of the building.
exactly my question. What constitutes the front fascia of the building?
You should draw a parallel line across from the front to the property line, would be my thought. Follow the plane of the front of the building across to the property line.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I would think of as,
Building is not parallel to the street. The building is on a diagonal. And
The other thing is
one
the-
corner is closer to the street than the other.
Yeah. The other thing is the fence is so far away from the house that I question whether that criterion is actually relevant.
okay?
It is an unusual fence.
Brandon, are you done with the fence, or you're continuing to build it?
I'm done.
Because you were here a few months ago with an application to continue the fence and then put a vinyl fence in the front of the house that we tabled at that time. So I didn't know if you planned to continue beyond this.
Yeah, I have a vinyl fence, like I said. I don't know the requirement at the time, that they don't accept a vinyl fence. So the vinyl fence I have to move it to my other property.
You have to what?
To move it to other property I have, to use it there.
Okay.
So I'm done with it.
Okay.
Now I just want to, where the one I did, that's it. I just want to use the tree to complete, which are over 100 trees.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Are you planning on doing any planting to soften the view of the fence? It's pretty stark right now because you've cleared your property.
Yeah, I'm going, because you remember I'm doing an ADU. So after the ADU, before I can do anything else.
But is it something that you're thinking about in the future?
To put a tree?
No,
Well,
shrubs,
Some-
bushes, flowers.
Something to sort of, the fence as it exists is pretty stark looking. And so my question is, are you planning to mitigate that aspect at all with plantings?
Yeah, I would
I'm
do
not
that.
talking about tomorrow, I'm talking about
Yeah, I would
in
do
the
that.
future.
Yes, I will do that.
It would be a nice thing to do for your property, I would
Yes,
think.
I will.
Okay. Other questions or comments from the committee?
No, I think the ADU will mitigate it too. It's gonna block the view of a significant
That
portion of
was
the
the point
fence.
he made. Comments or questions from abutters or other interested members of the public? Yes. Welcome back. Well, it would be, if you approach, we can't, the public won't be able to hear what you're saying. So if you approach, you want to give us some documentation? And then would you go back to the microphone to speak? Okay, fine.
Picture taken on the 17th. I noted that. And this is a picture of what it looks like from the road.
Thank you.
Okay.
Showing the heights.
Well, I know. S-
Oh, good, I'm not getting shorter.
Three things I want to say about
He's measuring from the ground.
No, we don't know that. We don't know that.
We know the fences. We know the height of the
Excuse me.
fence itself.
Guys,
the boards are horizontal versus vertical. Those are the three things I have to say according to the guidelines. And a personal interpretation is ugly. Thank you.
Okay. So presumably, the picture that you provided with the tape measure up against the fence is taken at what you consider to be the highest point of the fence?
Yes.
Portion of it, yes.
Okay. And this is measured from the ground?
Yes.
Okay. For the benefit of those who are interested in the application or anyone listening online, the tape shows the fence to be 6'3" exclusive of the post, and the post adds another 2¼ inches roughly, so 6'5¼ . Does that influence anyone's opinion?
Well, it's measured from the ground. And the fence itself is a consistent height. What varies is the distance between the ground and the bottom of the fence. And part of that variance is, as the gentleman explained, due to the terrain. And you could raise the river, you could lower the bridge. But you could very easily alter that by piling dirt up against the fence. And that would make it 6 feet throughout.
Good evening. John Gilligan, Rise and Old Path, Yarmouth Port. Just want to go over a few measurements that I took this evening on my way here. There is 36 sections of fence. Following the plane that Vice Chairman brought up, 17 sections. 17 of those sections are in front of the front fascia. The width between the posts, so your post widths, vary from 51 inches to 38 inches going down the line. The heights vary from a highest I found in the bottom south corner of 80 3/4, and I can show you a picture of that. 73 to 75 in many spots, as well as some that are approximately or a little bit lower than the 6 feet height. The overall issue with this fence, regardless of what's done from the front, is from the back, it's always going to look bad. There's no uniformity to it. It goes wavy up and down. The spacing between the slats is not equal. The slats, when laid, were laid starting on a plane, and then they were used to get closer to the ground. So there's no level to the ground following the contour of the ground. It's, once it got to be above 4 inches, another one was put down. Same thing happened on the top. So you're never going to get a level fence on the top or the bottom, as is, because there's no way to change it now. The posts have been concreted into the ground, so there's no way to adjust them. So overall, I think it's setting a very dangerous precedent to say that this is a fence in the town of Yarmouth. This is not a fence. This was something that was put up as a barrier. And if you approve this as an application, anybody that wants to put up anything is going to drive by, take a picture, and bring it to you and say, this is what you approved in Yarmouth. So I'd like you to really think about that before you approve this fence. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, my initial comment, oh, yes, go ahead.
There's one more after me.
That's fine.
also. My name is Karen Gilligan. I live at 281 Seatucket Road. I am an abutter. In more general comments, I see if you were to approve this as a slap in the face to everybody who's sitting here to come before you tonight and all the other people who have come before you. I also see it as a danger because if you were to approve it, there are some people who would say, well, I'll just put up what I want and then I'll come and ask your permission. And finally, as my son just said, I see it as a danger to the Old Kings Highway Historic District because it is setting a precedent. It is not in keeping with any of the suggestions that you print on the handout that you give to people and that you hold to when you have somebody come in front of you. I hope you hear my concern. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes?
Hello, Liz Argo. I am an abutter, twice removed. I'm 279 Setauket, and I actually, the Gilligan's access road runs between my property and Brendan's property. And in all fair disclosures, I was on Old Kings Highway at one time committee, and I am now on the Yarmouth Board of Select Persons. And I find it, the fact that the committee here has very clearly questioned what this structure is very difficult to for me to take a stand as a neighbor for or against Brendan Okoro. And I also very much know that the Gilligans have, it's been very difficult for the Gilligans because Brendan has come very, very close to coming onto the Gilligans property. And when Brendan decided to take all of his trees down, which certainly shocked me, but that was his right, and it's difficult to and very important to differentiate between what his right is and what we would prefer. I would darn sure prefer he had not taken down all of those trees, because now I'm right out in front on Setauket and Mayfair, but that was his right. So this is a really tough situation. And the only comment that I would make as a resident of Yarmouth to Brendan is I wish he could be a little bit more of a good neighbor, because right now that his property is in a lot of disarray. There's plastic blowing off of the windows that was up, but that's not a fence issue, so I can't even bring those things up here. It's inappropriate. But I do think that it certainly is not making it any easier for me or the Gilligans to accept the fence, which may just be a structure that he is absolutely within his rights to put up. So I leave you with that, and I just would ask Brendan to try to be more conscientious for his neighbors and the pride we take in our property. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Well, I'd like to make a couple comments in reference to what's been said. I very much appreciate the comments. Regarding precedent, I've often said here, and I will repeat tonight, we are not governed by precedent. There are good reasons for that. First of all, this is a volunteer committee. The composition of this committee changes over time. So what we, or this committee, approves for one application does not carry forward to another application. And this I have confirmed with the attorney for the commission, and he has substantiated what I just said. We are not governed by precedent. It's always difficult when what's presented to us is a fait accompli, and we are asked to either approve or deny after the fact. Nevertheless, we treat every application, whether it comes after the construction or, as would properly be the case, before the construction, the same way. So we are perfectly within our rights to deny this application, notwithstanding the fact that the fence exists. I just want everyone to be clear on those 2 points. So now, we've had some interesting expressions of opinion by the public. And how do we feel about the application in the wake of those opinions and our own thoughts?
So part of our charge is to determine if it is appropriate in setting for its location, with the buildings around it. Is it appropriate? Does it fit in with the neighborhood? And there's nothing else like this in that area, because other fences are more traditional fences. So I'm not in favor.
I think, although there may be no technical reason to deny the fence, I think it's clear that it's not appropriate for the setting that it's in. And that's a judgment that we have to make. And I tend to agree with the Vice Chairman that although the fence may comply with the letter of the law on technical grounds, it's not appropriate.
Are we ready to make a motion?
Can I make a comment?
Yes, please.
Regardless of the decision, I just want to appeal to my neighbor, Mr. John's family, to stop harassing me and intimidating me. I know my rights, and I also go to court to challenge my rights. I just want to make it public, including the people online, to hear about it. If you have concern or you have a problem with me, find a way to deal with it. I know he bragged a lot that he owns the town. Whatever decision he make is final, but it doesn't work like that. I can get a lawyer and challenge it in court. For example, he went to my job to report me in my job. What does that have to do? You accuse me of drugs. He never see me with drugs. He do several things. Even though my employer give me an advice to challenge it in court and file for an harassment. He cannot keep doing that and thinking, and almost every day he come to my house, in my yard, and walk around my property. You don't have that right. That's trespass. So I just wanted to know that I know my right. And thirdly, one of the big tree on the branches fall in my property for over 2.5 months. The where he's talking about the fence were cracked, where the tree fall down on there and break. I have the pictures and everything, including the tree. He's still over there up to now. He never take any actions. He never take it up. He feel like he can do whatever he want to do and nothing will happen. So if you respect my rights as a neighbor or something, your tree fall down in my property. Why don't you take care of it for almost 3 months during the storm, up to now, and it's still sitting down there? Big tree, big branch. and then you are there bragging that you want the town, this fence can never be. Like I said, if they like, they approve it. If they like, they deny it. It's the decision. That's life. It doesn't really matter to me. But I'm just putting on record. Stop harassing me. Stop intimidating me. If you feel like you want the town, like you said, you brag, you want the town, so be it. But I know my right. You will push me to a stage, I have to go to court and challenge you. And then that's the only thing I have to, my own advice to them, so that they know.
Well, Brandon, that's unfortunate, but neighbor-to-neighbor squabbles are not under our jurisdiction, unfortunately.
So were we to deny this application, you do have a remedy short of going to court. You can appeal to the commission. Just for the record, I want you to understand that. There is an intermediate step that you can take regarding the fence. The other issues, as the vice chair said, aren't relevant. We have no jurisdiction. And I'm sorry that there's this internecine warfare in the neighborhood, but that's got nothing to do with why we're seated. Our charge is to judge each application individually on the basis of appropriateness and setting, and that's the concern that's being expressed, has been expressed by the public, and is also a concern of this committee. So, do I hear a motion? It's a tough one. This is a tough one.
I will make a motion to deny application 26-A067.
I second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor of denial of the application signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
And I'm sorry, Brandon, I agree, aye.
That's okay. I can take it down and put a new one. Yes, if I buy a property, I own more than 9 properties in this town, so I deserve some respect. So that is nothing to me. I'm going to take it down and put on reference in 1 week's time. I'll come back. Thank you.
Thank you, Brandon.
I'll see their excuse again.
Okay.
I'm going to do it. But I'm going to prove them wrong in the front of the community that they are just a threat to the community. I'm going to take it down and put a new fence. I'm going to apply, put a new fence. I want to see their excuse again. Thank you.
Thank
Good
you,
night.
Brandon. Good
Hi,
luck.
Brandon.
It's never fun to deny an application for any reason.
Another interesting one coming up. Bless you.
The next item on the agenda is 26-A068 to request approval for, 26-A069. It's for an addition,
We'll have a 6-8.
Hey.
We didn't do 6-8 yet.
so it's another existing fence. Okay.
No, I noticed you skipped
Very
over the fence.
confusing. Okay, let's regroup. 26-A068 to request approval for a different existing fence at 14 Ahab Road. Alexander, I'm going to butcher this name, Cheglavkov is the owner? Cheglikoff? Do we have Alexander either present or on Zoom? All right, I'll entertain a motion to table the application until the end of the meeting.
I move to table application 26-A068 until the end of the meeting.
Second?
It's been moved and second, and all in favor of approval of tabling signify by saying aye.
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 And aye. All right, so now we will move on to 26-A069. It's for an addition, replace siding, roof, windows, door, trim shutters, dormer, porch, and remove skylights at 24 Minnetuxet Way. Richard L. Calhoun, trustee, is the owner, and James Basler is the agent.
Evening.
Good evening.
Evening.
Jim Bassler, representing the Calhouns. Designed a renovation and an addition for a house I built in 1996 for them, and you have the plans. Photo of the existing house.
So Jim, I understand that there was a complication that you ran into last Thursday. Could you tell us about it?
Yeah, my wetlands consultant who's doing the conservation filing suggested we try to move the addition forward to avoid cutting down trees and native vegetation in the resource area. So I did rework the plan, and I have a new front elevation and a new site plan. I can bring it up.
Could you show us where on the site plan
Yeah, I have got another site plan.
affected area is?
Thank you.
This is actually a better site plan than the original one.
It is, very good.
It's done by a different surveyor.
Thank you.
So this is the new addition over here. We also have a new porch going on the front and a new front foyer. Just trying to push this back from the wetlands as much as we can. Save some of this tree in this area.
All right, Jim, if you could talk into the microphone so everyone can hear you. And tell us what's different from the original application.
Well, basically, the square footage of the addition is the same. It's still all on the left side. The facade changes a little bit from the front, quite a bit from the front. Be slightly different on the side as well.
So the question, as I see it, before this committee is, do we consider the changes, particularly the changes that are visible, to be sufficiently significant so that we should table the application so that those who are not aware of it will be made aware of it at the next meeting? Or are they relatively minor in our view, and we can proceed? For the benefit of the rest of you here, we had a problem years ago when I was a little more wet behind the ears than I currently am, and I was subbing for the then chairman of the committee, and an application came before us with a very radical change. And we went ahead and heard the application, and abutters appealed. And they were upheld on appeal because the public, including the abutters, hadn't been made aware of the changes in advance so that they could gear up and, as was the case with the previous application, state their piece, knowing what was actually happening with the application. So it's important that we make that determination before we proceed.
I did also show the new plan to the direct abutters today. Yes, yesterday and today, I showed the plan, so everyone that,
Can we ask a question about the change before we make a decision?
Yes,
So, Jim, I'm looking at the new plan you just provided us, and the one was in the application. It looks like, I'm trying to understand how it's changing. So it looks like the gable end is moving to the right, eliminating one window, and then, is it also being moved forward?
yeah,
Or-
we move forward.
So is that gonna be proud, stand out proud at the front of the rest of the, by
A
how?
little bit, yeah, if you look at the site plan, you'll see it on there.
But I couldn't
Actually-
really read the other slide.
Actually, you know, when you're looking at a plan like in flat, everything looks flat. But when
Right.
you look
No,
at
I
it
know.
built, you know, how it steps in and out. It has a lot more dimension than you can see looking at the plan. I actually think the new plan will look more interesting than the original plan.
So, as far as I can determine from the front elevations, the changes are on the left side of the facade as viewed from the street.
Yes.
We've changed from 2 windows to 1, to the left of the Prince, I'm going to call it,
Existing house.
well, yes, the existing house. And then we've got another addition to the right of the gable, to the left of the gable, that didn't exist, correct?
That existed behind the gable on the original plan.
And now you've brought it,
And I brought that forward to salvage some wetland area.
okay. In other words,
Square footage of the addition is virtually the same, it's just configured a little different.
I see.
I actually think it makes a more interesting addition.
So this part
I know
here,
it doesn't matter to you what the inside looks like, but I think the inside is much more interesting as well.
so Jim, is this part that extended back toward the resource area, that's going out this way instead? Is that the
Yes.
change? Okay, thank you. So it looked different, a little different from the street, although it is at the end of a cul-de-sac.
Yeah.
It's
And
very
there's
lightly
nice copse
traveled.
of trees out front there, so you can't even really see. If that addition was on there today and you were standing out in the cul-de-sac, you wouldn't even see it past the trees, you know? You can't even hardly see the whole body of the house that it is, as it exists, unless you're way over to the right of the lot in front of the driveway. You know, you're not gonna really look at the whole front of the house as a flat surface.
I think it's telling that the applicant consulted with the abutters, and that they are without objections.
Yeah, I always try to do that, ever since the problem I had with Brian's house on Main Street.
Oh, you had problems with that one?
As I recall, only like 50 people were against it.
Right, okay. All right, moving on from that. So, are we ready to hear this application without concerns about the changes?
Well, as I look at the former site plan, Jim, versus the new one, it looks like in the former, there was a wing that jutted to the rear,
Yeah,
and you've moved that to the end.
right,
This is what you've done here.
Yeah.
So you've just shifted where that
right.
module is.
Yeah,
By-
just to get it away from the resource area.
Well, by doing that, you get it out of conservation jurisdiction too.
Well, it's still conservation, we still have to do a filing, but,
Okay.
you know, my wetlands expert said they'll like this a lot better than the original plan, so. you know.
I think so.
And it's actually better, it's a better plan, and, there's, I know you don't care about the inside, but there's a hallway in there now that has windows that actually looks out onto that resource area. Be nice, it'll just be nicer, it's just nicer plan. You know.
So for the new elevations that you provided us, the one on the right elevation, unless I'm missing something, it looks identical to the original.
Yeah, well.
change
it'll
somewhat
look-
from
It's
that?
gonna look, the left elevation, the right elevation's the same.
Oh, sorry. So it's the left elevation that we're,
will look a little different, but
that's the right
it's hardly visible from the street, so.
Okay. Shall we proceed?
Yeah, I think we can proceed.
I think so, too.
The applicant has taken time and trouble to meet with the abutters.
Yeah.
If they have something pertinent to say, they will get a minute, will they not?
yes.
Yes. All right, so we will proceed then. So are there questions or comments from the committee?
Yikes. I assume that the roof materials and the siding materials are matching the main house, the existing house?
We're re-roofing the entire house, we're re-siding the entire house.
Ah, okay.
The, all the windows in the house, all the trim is being changed.
The windows too?
Windows, you know, the house is in tough shape.
Yeah, I noticed.
Nobody did a thing to it since it was built, you know?
Wow.
And,
Actually,
probably gonna do a nicer trim job, you know, fiberglass gutters that mimic wood gutters and.
oh, nice. So you're keeping the 6/1 light configuration on the windows?
Yeah, and there'll be internal grills inside the windows, so they'll always be there.
Other questions or comments from the committee?
The door's going to be fiberglass, you said, right?
Yeah, the fiberglass doors, they'll be painted black.
Black and white trim. Any shutters? No.
Yeah, there
there
are
are some shutters.
some solid shutters.
You're
on-
adding
on
some
the
shutters.
Windows on the front of the house.
What material are those? AZEK?
Probably make them out of AZAC, yeah. The AZAC's fine as long as you use the right paint. If you paint AZAC with regular black paint, it'll melt.
Oh, because of the heat absorption?
Yeah.
Wow, that's
It'll melt-
interesting.
It'll melt it, but Sherwin-Williams makes a paint called Duration, a light reflective paint. So you can paint AZAC black and put it in direct sun, and you put your hand to it, it'll barely be warm.
That's amazing.
Interesting. Any other questions or comments? Questions or comments from abutters or other members of the public? I will entertain a motion on the application.
I move to approve application 26-A069.
Been moved and seconded. All in favor of approval signify by saying aye.
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 And aye. So, the renderings are very nice. I always appreciate your renderings. So, I think you know by now, if you're gonna make any changes, You'll have to sign off here.
That's for you.
Do you have a pen? I have one here somewhere. Thanks, Jim.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Good luck.
Good luck with it.
Big project.
It's going to be nice.
When are you going to retire? Thanks, Nancy. Bye. Oh, boy, how many more do we have?
Okay.
Slide number 4.
The next item on the agenda is 26-A070. It's to replace the front facade siding at 9 Hockamon Road. Keith Schatcher and Linda Santerre are the owners, and Andre Tamara,
Tamaro.
almost got it, is the agent.
Yeah, and my name's Steve Yage. I'm with ASA. Andre is the owner of the company. But
Okay.
yeah, so Keith and Linda have existing wooden clapboard, starting to deteriorate a little bit. Paint's failing in some areas, so they are looking to switch to the James Hardy fiber cement plank siding. Not to give you a sales pitch, but has a 15-year warranty on the color, 30-year on the board, so they are looking to get out of the painting cycle and figured this would be a good step in that direction. On the front of the house, it's around 400 square feet. We are doing the cobblestone color. You guys should have a sample along with a picture of it held up next to the existing siding, so they and us feel like it's a not a dramatic change in look.
Is that it? Okay. So, questions or comments from the committee?
What's the sides of the house?
It's white cedar clap or shingles right now.
Shingles,
Yeah.
just natural.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, and the exposure of the plank on the front will be 5 inches, which will match.
Are you changing any of the trim?
We are doing some of the rakes, changing it to AZEK.
Corner
mostly
boards,
White.
corner boards and stuff?
We're doing one corner board, mostly just the rakes,
Mostly, sorry?
just the rake boards.
Ah.
But it's all white AZEK.
Other questions or comments from the committee? Questions or comments from the public, especially abutters? Apparently not. Therefore, I will entertain a motion on the application.
Move to approve application 26-A070.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor of approval signify by saying aye.
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 And aye. So as you've undoubtedly heard me say before, if you want to make any changes, please let us know in advance. Sorry about the writing surface. Thank you.
Is that okay, because Andre is obviously the name on the permit?
Oh, that's fine.
It's, yes.
Forge your signature? Thank you. Good luck with it.
Yes.
It's 10 days before we can actually start the.
So that's a good question, Bob. Do they have to wait 10 days before they start the project for the appeal period?
In theory, somebody could come and complain.
Right.
It's unlikely, I would say.
There's no butters that
Okay.
are making any comments, so, I mean, you can start, but just if somebody does complain, you have to reverse it, so. Depends on
Okay. If how lucky we're feeling.
chance you wanna take.
Okay.
It's not much of a roll of the dice, but
No, it's not.
yeah.
Thank you guys.
Thanks. Good luck.
Have a good night.
You too.
The next item on the agenda is 26-A071. It's to replace the front siding, paint the front doors, replace the front window, and replace the trim at 84 Early Redberry Lane. Robert and Rebecca Earl are the owners. Blue Mountain Carpentry is the agent.
They're online.
Okay. So,
Hi,
Hi.
Robert and Rebecca Earl, applying for doing some work on the front of our house to replace the front siding with LP Smart siding. It will be clapboard siding with the same reveal. The wood siding we have is deteriorating and needing replacement at this point. And I believe you have a sample.
We do.
Okay. We would also be replacing the front kitchen window. When we bought the house, that window, the UV protection of that window had failed, and at the time it had been under warranty. And we have a replacement window that is the same window that they would replace that with. We would replace some rotten trim around the house with white AZAC trim. And we would like to paint the two front doors the cottage red color, which is a historical color.
Okay. Is that it?
That's all.
Okay. Questions or comments from the committee?
Hi, Rebecca.
Hello.
So I'm looking at your application. You're talking about the window. And it's one window, right? That
Correct. It's the center window.
Harvey wood, and under the grills you put 6 by 7. Can you explain that to me? Is it what that means?
I think it was the measurement of the panes, that how many were across and up and down.
So 6 across, 7 up and down.
I believe so.
Usually we like to see a picture of the new window.
I did submit pictures. I think you have them, but it is the same window. It's a replacement that had been under warranty that the company sent the previous homeowner.
So you're new owners then?
Yes.
2, 3, 4. So it's looking at the window in the photograph, it appears to be 7 across and 6 up and down.
Oh, yeah, that must be.
Okay. I just wanted clarification on that.
Yeah.
What about the garage?
The siding will be on the front of the garage. It will look the same. It's not changing the look of it at all.
So on the gable end to it, that sort of fan application, it's going to look like
that'll
that
be
too?
the same. Yep.
Okay. And the garage doors remaining?
Yes.
Other questions or comments from the committee? Questions or comments from the public? Hearing none, I will entertain a motion on the application.
Move to approve application 26-A071.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor of approval signify by saying aye.
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 And aye. So congratulations, Rebecca, and good luck with it.
Thank you very much.
The next item on the agenda is 26-A072. It's to replace the front facade siding at 68 Cranberry Lane. John Boss is the owner. Mike Castano is the agent.
Good evening. My name is Mike Castano, representing the Boss, John and Deb Boss. Would like to change the front-facing cedar clapboard with hardy siding, the cement hardy siding. I think you have two colors. They selected one. It's going to be the lighter of the two, the light mist.
Which is this one?
It's that one, yes.
Put this label on this and pass it down. I was a little confused when it had two colors listed. I wasn't sure which was going where.
Final, last-minute decision.
Are you done with your presentation?
Yeah, basically, it's just some rotten cedar clapboard that needs to get changed, and they're looking to stay, low maintenance, not have to paint it.
Is it the the whole house or just the
Just
front?
the front face.
Just
The
the
rest
front
is white
facade.
cedar natural shingles.
Are you replacing trim?
A couple corner boards with some AZEK, and they are going to paint all their trim white. It's right now. It's like
Like a gray.
olive green, gray,
Are they going to change? I mean, their gutters and downspouts and shutters are all sort of matching.
all of it. They're going to
It's
do
all
white.
going to be white.
It's all going to be white. Yep.
Okay, that wasn't listed on here. Does that matter? guess we can do.
It was part of a different permit that was pulled to do white trim and white cedar shingles, which was like for like, or white was an approved color, I guess, so it didn't have to
Right.
get it. But then
No,
we added
correct.
the front siding, so it
Got
got
it.
turned into a whole nother permit.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, white doesn't require our approval.
Right.
Any other questions or comments from the committee? Any questions or comments from the public, especially abutters? Hearing none, I will entertain a motion on this application.
I move to approve application 26-A072.
I second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor of approval signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And aye. So, if you'd be kind enough to sign this in case you decide to change the color or any other aspect of the application, you'll let us know. There. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next item on the agenda is 26-A073. It's to build a deck at the rear of 102 Starbuck Lane. Mark Nutter is the owner.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Mark Nutter.
Hi.
I believe I've met you at least one time within the last year when we had the solar panels put on the house to Sunrun. So I'm here today to get the approval to put a deck on the rear of the house, on the rear of the property of 102 Starbuck. Basically a pressure-treated deck. Railings are going to go similar to, or almost exactly the same as what is currently on the small entryway porch that's there. We're just going to take out the back railing and then take it out to 16 feet and wrap it down the back side of the house. Just looking for a place to be able to sit down with the grandkids during the summertime and relax and enjoy a little something. Not really a lot of room on that side deck right now if we want to use a grill or anything like that. So just a little extension of the yard there.
Okay. Questions or comments from the committee?
Hi. How are you? So looking at this photograph here, is the deck going to run across the whole, starting here and run the whole back of the house, pretty much?
And run the length of the back of the house. Well,
So-
not the total length, but
Right, but starting at this end,
yes, right on that
that porch.
corner.
So you're going to eliminate the rail here and move it so it's open going back? Okay. That's what I assumed you'd do. And is that current railing vinyl?
No, it's wood.
Huh. And you're going to, the new railing will be wood also?
Yes.
So to match that? Similar?
Yes, it's going to be the same top rail, same balusters, same one by on either side on the bottom.
Okay, great.
Can you see this from Starbuck at all?
You might be able to see that back corner just a little bit, but
Huh.
not much at all.
You came within a whisker of being eligible for an exemption. If it wasn't visible from a public way, we have no jurisdiction unless it's of great historic importance. But anyway, any other questions or comments from the committee?
The existing staircase will remain?
On,
The staircase,
yes,
From
the
cour-
existing staircase from the side from the driveway will stay.
that'll be the only staircase.
Yes, sir.
It looks like there's a slider already back there.
There's a slider there, but you can see they have a, I'm not sure how it happened, if the slider was in first, or if that small patio and the two-block step was there. But the slider actually opens up to nothing.
Right.
So if the slider was actually on the other side, I would have had those two blocks at least to step down on.
Yeah.
But my next-door neighbor, Mr. Golf, is actually the builder of that property, so I've sat down with him over the years. The other tenants across the street, the other one, to the other side, and there wasn't an issue with doing anything what it was looking to do there.
Any other questions from this side of the table? Questions from the other side of the table? I'd like to mix it up a little bit, so. All right, therefore I'll entertain a motion on the application.
I move to approve application 26-A073.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
And aye, so if you'll sign this, in case you want to make any changes, you'll let us know. Otherwise, you're all set.
Next is going to come back for a shed. I
You're
bet,
welcome.
To put all that junk in. Right?
What's that?
So next you're going to come back for a shed to put all this junk in.
That'll be at some point. My girlfriend wants a she shed, so I've got to give her what she wants.
Smart man.
So that's yours? I'm all
That's
set?
mine, you're all set.
Thank you very much.
Good luck with it.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you, you too.
That's it.
So we have an item tabled from the last meeting. It's 26-A031 to construct a new single-family dwelling at 338 North Dennis Road. Mento Corporation is the agent. Do I hear a motion to untable this application?
I move to untable application 26-A031.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor of untabling application 26-A031 signify by saying aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
And aye. And now we will hear 26-A031.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I believe you have the new sample
Yes, we do.
that you were looking for, and I think just looking for approval.
This is for the front facade only, right?
Yep.
Remind me what color the sides are going to be.
The sides.
I mean,
To the sides.
yeah, this is for the
Yeah,
front
yeah,
facade.
The same is going to be white. It's all going to be white. The sides.
It looks like gray to me, but is that white or gray? Pretty sure white. So this is going to be painted this color?
It's weird. I can't hear.
I'm sorry. Is the hardy plank going to be painted white or does it come pre-painted?
Comes white.
So it's not that color.
No. It's whatever the sample is there. Well, it is white. The whole front is going to be white.
Okay, and the sides also white?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Pass these down to the other guys.
What's this material?
That's vinyl, I believe.
Is that the sides and rear?
Yes.
So are you sticking with the black? I'm trying to remember, is this one that had the black gutters and downspouts?
Yes.
And you're sticking with that?
Yes.
So the choice of vinyl on the sides and rear, that's a cost consideration.
100%.
Okay. A little bit of history here. When my predecessor sat in this seat, they approved vinyl on the front only. I never quite understood the rationale for that. And it's a new day and a new committee, so we can make our own decisions on where we might allow vinyl siding and where we might not, and in under what circumstances and in what setting do we consider it appropriate? So, are there any questions or comments from the committee relevant to what I just said or relevant to anything else?
Well, I guess my only comment is that the last hearing with this, for this application, we told them we didn't like vinyl on the front, and he's remedied that.
Mm-hmm.
And that was wasn't that our only holdup in the
Agreed.
application at that time?
Well, I have reservations about vinyl, period.
Well, so do I, but, I mean,
And I think when this started out, it was represented that 806A had been approved with vinyl, and that's not correct. I have a copy of the approval here, and I will read what it says. The vinyl siding specified in the application shall be replaced with clapboards, the material of which will be at the owner's discretion. The windows shall be 6/6 true divided light. That's what was approved at 800 Route 6A.
Okay, but I'm here for a different address, aren't I?
I know you are.
right.
Okay.
But-
True, and that's if
That house has been bought and sold 2 times since.
But when this came up, it was represented to us that the vinyl had been approved at 800 6A, and that's not true.
I don't know what you want me to say.
Well, I mean, that sort of
It was
falls
like
in-
4 years ago.
That falls into the category of not being bound by precedent, really, in my mind.
I would agree with that.
I mean, I think we have
And,
to,
you know, we could cut the applicant some slack because it was, how many years ago was 806A?
4, and it's already been sold once and bought again. It's
So maybe your recall wasn't what it was when you were a young man. Not that you're an old man, but maybe.
way there.
But I am, so I can say that.
Yeah.
So, all right. Any other questions or comments from the committee? Well, it is true that he did what we asked. We could ask for more, I guess.
look at his,
Double dipping. That would be double dipping.
Would you like to comment on this, the two of you who are sitting remaining? No. Okay. Wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole? All right. Well, I guess we're ready for a
I
motion.
move to approve. Application 26-A031.
Second,
Been moved and seconded. All in favor of approval signify by saying aye.
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 I, with great reluctance.
Just hope you don't ever have a fire.
Me too. All set?
You just
just
have
gotta
to sign
sign
this
one
in
document.
case you decide you're going to put something other than vinyl on the sides
The
and rear.
sides and rear, yeah.
You can always come
Dan?
back and ask for
You
something
can come
different.
So
back
is this a
and,
spec house? Just a spec-
right there.
Was 800 6A spec house also?
Oh, then you can date it, or I'll date it. Today's the 22nd. Okay, well, all's
Third time's the charm, right? It's not fair. It's a hassle to change one thing and have them come back. Oh,
by the way, we'd like you to do more.
right. It's like shame on us for not picking up on it the last time.
Okay, so we tabled application 26-A068 to request for approval for an existing fence at 14 Ahab Road. We need a motion to untable that application.
Move to untable application 26-A068.
Second,
Been moved and seconded. All in favor of untabling the application signify by saying aye.
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 And aye. Now, hopefully, we will hear 26-A068 to request approval for an existing fence at 14 Ahab Road. I'm going to have to try this again. Alexander Cheglikov, I think I got it pretty close that time,
good.
is the owner. Do we have Alexander online?
Oh, no. You're not, I guess you're not Alexander.
He told me last week he had an emergency and had to leave the country, but he thought he'd be able to call in, but apparently
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
It's too bad.
Okay.
Move to retable application 26-A068.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. All in favor of retabling the application signify by saying aye.
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 We don't get to make a comment then?
Certainly.
Are you the people, do you submit the letter of,
Yes.
You
it
know,
will still be heard?
I can read it into the record, even though we're not hearing the application tonight. If you'd like me to, I'll do that.
I appreciate that because the house is for sale.
Yeah.
And
All right.
yeah.
So we did get a letter, and at the request of, you're Jennifer, I assume?
No, I'm Doreen.
We got a letter from Jennifer
Berger.
Berger.
Oh.
Did we get a letter from Doreen?
No. When I filled out a form and I submitted the picture complaining about the lack of view. I submitted it to the, I thought it was. Yeah, you submitted, but you didn't write a letter about this application. I agree, I did not write a letter.
Well, would you like to present your thoughts
Yes,
verbally?
yes.
Okay.
I have some pictures.
Well, okay, we'll look at the pictures, and then if you'd speak into the microphone, I would appreciate that.
Table this to discuss it, or
Say what?
does it have to be untabled to discuss it?
I don't know if that's really
Thank you.
sort of a procedural nicety. I'm not sure it's necessary.
Okay.
So my name is Doreen Leahy. I live at 9 Ahab Road. My concern is that this fence went up, and it's my understanding that, because I have a stockade fence as well, that as we approach the road, it was supposed to be going down from 6 to at least a 4 foot for clearance. And as you approach Union Street from Ahab, which is what that view is, your view of Union North is completely blocked, and you cannot see oncoming traffic. And you have to pull out into a dangerous position. Cars do not go slow on Union, and it causes a great concern for safety, and that's my concern.
Okay.
Thank
you. And for the record, did we get your name?
Yes, Doreen Leahy.
Okay.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
All right.
Get a letter as long as we're doing this.
Might as well. All right, so it's a little irregular. I agree with the vice chair and chairman, and I suppose I should have we should have opened up the application again. But nevertheless, since we've started down this road, we will finish off by my reading of a letter that was sent on June 16th. I assume it was via email to Lisa Sherman. And the letter reads as follows: To whom it may concern, in regard to the fence petition at 14 Ahab Road, Yarmouthport, we would like to express our concern. We reside directly across the street, and while the fence is pretty, it is very dangerous as it prevents traffic from seeing around it when entering Union Street from Ahab Road. Cars have to pull slowly into the middle of Union Street in order to be able to see and cross safely, which is particularly dangerous. This house is currently being listed for sale. It is our opinion that it would be safer to remove said fence. There hasn't been one there in the 13 years we have resided in our home, or have them move it back another 2 feet from the road. Thank you for your understanding. Jennifer Berger, I believe it is, 184 Union Street. All right, so.
Ask a question?
Yes.
Of the abutters. I know, continuing with our irregularity, when was the fence put up? You said that this abutter said there hadn't been one in 13 years, so it makes me wonder when this went up. Was it recently? Like within the past year or two?
Oh yeah, the house was bought in, I believe, June, bought and transferred in June, July of last year.
And now they're already selling it again?
Correct. There are, improvements were made, this included.
So it just went up in the past year without permission?
The fence has just been there probably since.
At least 6 months, this is the winter for sure.
Since the
Okay.
winter.
I was just curious about that. Thank you.
Further question. On Ahab Road, there's an arborvitae hedge in front of the house. Is that new, or was that there previously?
Is that at the corner intersection?
Yeah.
White Rock or?
That is,
Of Ahab and Union.
that was there.
That was there? Okay.
This is
That
the,
also obscures vision of Union.
The woman that lived there previously has passed away, and she would always say, let her know when it needs to be trimmed if you can't see. So we sort of had an understanding and she would have it trimmed.
Okay.
Okay. Well, assuming that the applicant appears at a subsequent meeting, we'll review all this again, so I would encourage you to attend that meeting as well. You'll be notified. Are you a direct abutter?
across the street, right?
Across the street, then you are. Okay, so,
We already tabled this.
we already tabled it. So I can say that we need a motion to approve the minutes of the June 18th hearing.
Move to approve the minutes of the June 18th meeting as amended.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor of approval signify by saying aye.
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 And aye. And Elisa, that was a particularly difficult one, I think. So good on you for doing it, and doing it well as usual. The next meeting is July 13th, 2026, and I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor of adjournment signify by